In this video we are going to talk about the topic protective plant tissues from the chapter 2 tissues of the class 9th biology. So there are two kinds of protective tissues in the plants, and that are epidermis and cork. The first one is epidermis and another one is cork. So one by one we will discuss about these two protective plant tissue in this video. So for the first we will talk about the epidermis. So epidermis is the outermost protective layer of the plant organs, and it covers the entire surface of the plant. So you can say that the epidermis is the protective layer of the plant, and it is found on the entire surface of the plant's body. Means it covers the whole surface of the plant body and provide protection to it. So the cells which are found in the epidermis, they are flat and form a continuous layer without intercellular space, so that it can protect the internal plant tissues. The cells found in the epidermis, they are flat so that the surface area will be increased, and they are continuous, means they do not have any gap between the cell, means the intercellular space is not present. They are very compactly and one after another present, and so that the surface area will increase and there will be no gap, and hence they can protect the internal structure of the plant body. Now it is usually single layered, but in leaves of some plants growing in dry habitats, it is multi-layered and thick to protect the plant from water loss. Usually it is single layered. The single layer of cells are found in the epidermis, but the plants that are found in the dry habitats, like in deserts, the leaves of that plants have multi-layered and thick epidermis, just to protect the plant from the water loss. Because of the multi-layered and thickness, what will happen? The loss of water will be reduced, because in the dry habitat the plants need to save the water. So that's why the leaves of dry habitats, the leaves of the plants of dry habitats have multi-layered and thick epidermis on their leaves, but generally the layer found in the epidermis is single. Now outer and side wall of the most epidermal cells are thicker than the inner walls. Okay, outer and side wall of the most epidermal cells are thicker, like this. If this is the outer region and this is the side, so this outer portion and the side portion of the cell is thicker, so that it can protect the internal structure from the outward environment. Epidermal cells of aerial parts of the plants secrete a waxy, water resistant layer on their outer surface. The part of the plants that are found towards the environment, that part of the plants, in that part of the plants, the epidermal cells secrete a waxy, water resistant layer. A waxy layer, what will it do? It will reduce the evaporation of water, means it will reduce the loss of water. So it also protects the plants from water loss. Now it protects them against loss of water and mechanical injury and any attack of pathogenic fungi. This waxy layer produced by the epidermal cells on the aerial parts of the plant, it protects the plant against the loss of water because it is waxy, so it will reduce the loss of water, and also it saves the plants from mechanical injury, and it also saves the plant from any attack by the pathogenic fungi. Because of this layer, this barrier, the fungus will not be able to enter into the plant's body. So that's why it is the protective tissue. Now, in desert plants, outer wall of the epidermis are usually thick and covered with organic substances like cutin. Because the plants that are found in the desert, they need to save the water. That's why the wall of the epidermis in that plants are usually thick and covered with the organic substances like cutin, which makes the barrier and which prevent the water loss. Now, epidermal cells of the roots contain long hair-like structure called root hair. In case of the epidermis of root, there is a long hair-like structure, and that structure is known as root hair. Now, what is the function of root hairs? The root hairs increase the surface area for the absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. As you know, the roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil. So, on the epidermal layer of the root, there are hair-like structures that are called root hair, and that root hair increase the surface area for the absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. Like in this diagram, you can see this is the transverse section of the root, and you can see this is the epidermis. This is the outermost layer, which is known as epidermis, and in this epidermis the hair-like projections are found, and these hair-like projections are called root hair, and these hairs increase the surface area for the absorption of water and mineral. Now, the epidermis of the leaf contains small pores called stomata. As you know, the lower surface of the leaves having the tiny openings for the exchange of gases and for the transpiration, and that tiny small pores are called stomata. So, these stomata are also found in the epidermis. So, epidermis contains the tiny openings in the leaves, and that tiny openings are called stomata. Like you can see in this diagram, this is the opening singular, it will be known as a stoma, and this is the guard cells. This opening is guarded by two bean shaped cells, and that is called guard cells, and this opening is responsible for the exchange of gases and for the transpiration in the plants. So you can say that the stomata is the part of the epidermis in the plants, and the root hairs are also the part of the epidermal layer of the plants. Like in this diagram, you can see in this diagram of transverse section of the leaf, you can see that there is the epidermis. On the upper side, this epidermis is called as upper epidermis, and on the lower surface of the leaf, there is another layer of epidermis, and this is called lower epidermis. And on the lower surface of the leaf, you can see in the lower epidermis there are small openings like these, and this is stoma. Okay, and on the upper epidermis you can see there is another thin layer, and that thin layer is known as cuticle. Okay, and this cuticle is made by the secretion of the wax substance called cutin by this epidermis. So this epidermis makes another, by the secretion of the upper epidermis there will be a waxy layer, and that waxy layer will be called as cuticle, and this is just to make a barrier for the reduction of the loss of water from the leaves. And here you can see in the lower epidermis, the stomata are present for the exchange of gases and for the transpiration. Here we will see what are the major functions of the epidermis in the plant body. As you know, the epidermis is the protective tissue, so it protects the internal tissues against mechanical injury, parasitic fungi, bacteria and cold or heat. So you can say that the epidermis is present on the entire surface of the plant's body. Okay, it is found on the outer surface of the entire plant's body. So it protects the internal tissues of the plants from which things? From against the mechanical injury, okay, any kind of mechanical injury like shock and damage, and it also protects it from the invading any pathogens like parasitic fungi. Because of the presence of epidermis, the fungus will not be able to enter into the plant's body. It can also protect the entry of bacteria, and it also protects the plants from cold and heat. Now, thick cuticle, wax, epidermal hair and multiple epidermis reduce the loss of water from internal tissue. As you know, the plants need water for their survival, and those plants which are found in the dry habitats, they always in the need to save water. So because of that reason, they have thick cuticle, they have waxy secretion on their surface, and the epidermal hair and the multiple epidermis. These things collectively reduce the loss of water from the internal tissue, and they save the plants from the dehydration. Now, epidermal cells of roots have hair that greatly increase the surface area for the absorption of water and nutrients. As you know, the roots have the function to absorb the water and mineral from the soil. So the layer of the epidermis have root hair, and that root hair increases the surface area greatly, so that the absorption of water and nutrients will be increased. So these are the major functions of the epidermis in plant's body. The main function of the epidermis is to protect the plant's body against any mechanical injury or water loss and any invasion of pathogens in the plant's body, and from the environmental conditions also like cold and heat. So this is all about the epidermis. Now we will discuss about the next protective tissue, and that is cork. So the next protective tissue is cork, and it is also known as phloem. As the plants grow older, the protective tissues that was earlier epidermis, it will be replaced by the new multiple layered covering, and that covering will be called as cork. As the plants grow and become older, the epidermis is replaced by the new layer of the cells, and that layer of the cells will be more than one, means they will be multiple layered, and it will be very thick, and that thick and multi-layered outermost covering will be called as cork. As you would have seen in the old trees, there is a thick layer found on the trunk of the trees, and that is called cork, and commonly it is known as bark. So cork is mature woody stem is made up of dead thick walled cells. In the mature woody stem, the cork is made up of dead cells. They are made up of dead cells, and the wall of that cells are very, very thick. Now cork cells are compactly arranged without any intercellular space because they are protective in nature. So they are very compactly and tightly arranged, so there are no any gaps between the cells. There is no intercellular spaces, so that it can protect the internal part of the plants. Now, the walls of cork cells also contains suberin, which is impervious to gases and water. Now, because it is the outermost covering or layer of the plant's body, hence it has to protect the plants from the loss of water and the harmful gases or any kind of invasion of the pathogen. That's why the wall of the cork cells contain a substance that is called suberin, which is impervious to gases and water, by which the gas and water cannot be passed. Now we will see the functions of the cork cells. It protects the inner tissues because it is the outermost covering and it is multi-layered and thick, so it covers the surface of the plant's body and protects the internal tissues of the plants. It provides insulation from the freezing temperatures. It acts like an insulator and it protects the plant's body from any freezing temperature, means in the cold, very cold weather, it acts as an insulator, so it reduces the loss of heat from the plant's body. Now it protects the inner tissues from the attack of microorganisms and prevents water loss also. This cork also acts as a barrier so that the microorganism cannot enter into the plants, and it also reduces the loss of water. So this is the main function of the cork in the plant, and this is all about the cork. So we had discussed about the protective tissue in the plants, that were two. One was epidermis and the second one was cork. So this is all about for this video. Thank you.